Hey, what's up guys, Bo HD here. Hope you guys are doing well. Now today we're going to be talking about iPhones, iPhone 12. So Apple broke with its tradition of announcing new iPhones in September, largely because of the pandemic and the strain that it caused in manufacturing. So it kind of it pushed the iPhones back a whole month or two because of that. So Apple held an event today in October, which is a little bit rare, and they announced something that they didn't announce last month at their last event, and that's the iPhone 12. So if I were to only mention just one feature with the new iPhones, one big feature, if someone were to ask me like, what are the new iPhones all about? Well, I would start with 5G. Apple has finally embraced 5G networks, including Verizon's millimeter wave 5G network, which is actually switching on nationwide today. So that's another big announcement that I'm not really gonna focus on too much, but just know that every iPhone announced today supports 5G. But many of the other specs and features do differ from model to model. So first of all, we have the iPhone 12. It's a thinner, smaller, and lighter iPhone than last year's iPhone 11. It incorporates this new OLED Super Retina HDR display with a 460 pixel per inch index, which is a higher resolution than previous iPhones. And we also have Dolby Vision HDR support. There's also this new ceramic shield protection layer, which was developed in collaboration with Corning Gorilla Glass. So that's pretty cool. It should help protect the phone from accidental drops, scrapes, scuffs, stuff like that. And in terms of power, it's packing the new Apple A14 Bionic chipset, which is built on a 5nm architecture, which is the first of its kind, I believe, or Apple is claiming it to be one of the first out there at least. But just know that it's going to be super powerful. Last year's Apple A13 chip, it smashed the benchmarks. It actually still holds up extremely well, but the A14, it just takes it up one notch higher. And as for the cameras, we have a dual setup similar to last year. We have an f2.4 aperture camera and an f1.6 wide main sensor with improved night mode and a new night time-lapse mode, which will let you capture a time-lapse of maybe it's the stars or traffic lights or something like that, something at night, obviously. The iPhone 12, it's going to start at $799 for the 64GB base model. And if you want something a step up, a little bit higher end specs, features, look, appearance, all that fun stuff, if you're an iPhone geek, a nerd, a pro user, Apple likes to call them pro users, we have the iPhone 12 Pro and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So the iPhone 12 Pro, it features a 6.1-inch display, and the 12 Pro Max, it features a 6.7-inch display size, which takes the crown actually for being the biggest iPhone to date. And what's unique about the design of these new Pro iPhones is that they feature a stainless steel frame that, quite frankly, it looks a lot more sleek and stylish than the frame of the iPhone 12. Now the iPhone 12, it also features a very similar design. It features this new squared off design that's reminiscent of the iPhone 4, which many regard as being one of the very best iPhones in terms of design. But yeah, the iPhone 12 Pro and the Pro Max, they kind of one-up the iPhone 12's design by adding this extra flair in the form of a stainless steel band. And also there are some new colors. We have 4 colors with the Pro models: gray, stainless steel, gold, and a new blue color. Now there are 3 camera sensors on the rear of these Pro iPhones, similar to last year's Pro iPhones. We have 12 megapixel main wide sensor, an ultra wide camera sensor, and a telephoto lens. The wide camera, it now offers this super fast f1.6 aperture lens, which offers a 27% improved low light performance, while the telephoto lens, I believe it offers a 4 times optical zoom range, which is pretty darn impressive. But arguably more impressive is this new feature Apple is calling Apple Pro RAW. And this is going to be released later in this year, hopefully sooner than later. But basically it incorporates Apple's Deep Fusion and Smart HDR features or technology with the flexibility of RAW photos, which will let you adjust things like sharpening, you can adjust color highlights, and much more. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds. You get Apple's software tech that automatically boosts a lot of the colors and saturation and whatnot in the main camera app when you just take a photo. But you get support for RAW photos on top of that, which will let you go back into the editing after the fact and fine-tune the photo to your liking and adjust all sorts of different settings. But in general, the Pro models definitely seem like they excel in photography and videography because on top of the stuff I already mentioned, they also support HDR video and Dolby Vision HDR. And it's also worth mentioning, it's not really unique to these iPhones, but I think it's cool. They can also capture 4K 60 FPS video, which my DSLR that I'm filming on right now can't even do, which I think is really impressive. Granted, my DSLR is several years old, but still, I think it's pretty cool that this device that can fit in your pocket can do so much video and photography stuff. And I also think it's pretty cool that the iPhone 12 Pro will start at $999 and the 12 Pro Max at $1,100, even though the base model of each of these new iPhones has 128 gigabytes of storage. So you get all the features I mentioned, you get more storage than last year's Pro models, the base model at least, and the same price. So not too bad of a deal. Now, pre-orders, they start on Friday, October 16th at 5 a.m., and they will ship a week later on October 23rd, while the iPhone 12 Pro Max will see pre-orders on November 6th, and that will start shipping on November 13th. Now, if you think I'm done, well, I'm not. Apple kind of surprised us all by unveiling an iPhone 12 mini, which I am absolutely stoked for because it features a 5.4-inch display that should fit beautifully in the palm of your hand, or at least my hand. I got pretty big hands, but still. It should offer almost unrivaled one-handed usability for a flagship smartphone. And what's neat about it is that it features largely the same exact specs and features as the other devices I already talked about, just with a smaller display and a cheaper, actually it's cheaper, $699 starting price for the 64 gigabyte model. But I just gotta say, as someone who has really been engulfed with house projects and just life in general, I've really enjoyed using smaller phones over the past several months and last couple of years, ever since I purchased this house, because I can just pull out my phone, I can send off a well-punctuated text with one hand, and I don't have to worry about freeing up my other hand to just type off a simple message, which is something I have to do with a lot of Android flagships nowadays because they just keep getting bigger and bigger. Obviously, everyone's different, but I guess what's kind of cool about this year's launch event for the iPhones is that you have an iPhone pretty much for everyone. Everyone who, if they like small displays, something in the middle, or just want to go super, super big with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now, as far as accessories go, Apple has dropped some goodies. They brought back the MagSafe brand, which was for its older MacBooks, and they brought it back for iPhones. So essentially, you'll be able to use a MagSafe charger to magnetically attach to the back of your iPhone and start charging it up wirelessly. And they've actually gone a step further by unveiling other accessories that use the magnetic technology or the MagSafe tech. We have a new leather cover that switches the phone into what appears to be a clock mode for iOS with just the time showing. We also have this new leather wallet that magnetically attaches to the back of the phone, turns it into a wallet. You can throw your credit cards and stuff in there. That's kind of cool. And we should see third-party MagSafe accessories coming soon. I know Belkin is already confirmed to be working on some, and I'm sure we'll see some other companies working on some as well. Now, with that said, Apple kind of took 2 steps forward, 1 step back in the sense of, well, let me just tell you the news. Apple is shipping all iPhone 12 models without wall chargers or Lightning earpods in the box, which they say is to reduce the phone's environmental impact. So instead, they'll actually come with a USB-C to Lightning cable. Now, I'm a little bit split on this because I do think people have tons of USB ports and wall adapters just laying around, whether that's like in their current computer or actually just it's an old tech product they have. They could just use the USB wall adapter they have already. But I'm willing to bet most people have lots of USB 2.0 ports or chargers with USB 2.0 ports and not so much wall warts with USB-C ports. Even as a tech reviewer, I actually don't have a ton of extra USB-C wall adapters because they're still not super, super common. So I'm guessing you probably don't either. And if you're shelling out several $100 for a new phone, I mean, it should come with a charger included, right? So I don't know. I'm a little bit split. Like I said, I can see both sides of this. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave you with that. But please let me know what your thoughts are of the new iPhone 12 models and which one you will be picking up, if any. Let me know what you're thinking down below in the comments. Personally, I have my eyes set on the iPhone 12 mini and the iPhone 12 Pro in gold because I think the gold looks pretty slick. So I'm going to do my best to try and secure each of these. I'm going to review them each and then determine which one I'm going to keep because I'm probably not going to keep both. You know, trying to live more minimally. So why do I need to, you know? I don't know, those are my thoughts. As always, guys, I'm BoHD from PhoneDog.com. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you right back here in the next one. See ya.